Hi, welcome to Quick Chats, where we have professionals from the wellness space. Today we have with us Devi Vijayan, who's an educator and mindfulness practitioner. And we are actually going to talk about journaling. Hi, Devi. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Yasmin. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to share about my passion, which is journaling, with all of you.
Yes, and we are so excited to hear you. I know that you do workshops and you also have your own journal. But what I'm actually curious to know is when did you start journaling and why?
That's a really good one. Actually, a lot of the things that I do started during the pandemic. So I was actually living overseas in Jakarta before this. And while the pandemic happened and I was on lockdown, not able to fly back to Singapore and everything, I think I went into a lot of like trying to keep myself calm, trying to be calm, amidst all this chaos. So that's how I discovered mindfulness and did a course online for it and just tried to get to know it better so that I can use it for myself. And one of the mindfulness practices that I managed to connect very well with is meditation and journaling. So journaling was a little bit more open. There's no really rules for it when it comes to journaling. It's very free flow. I felt very liberated when I started doing it. And therefore, I tried it in small spouts. I shared it with more people. And that's how my love for journaling has started. Yeah.
Some people might think that journaling is just writing on paper.
Yeah.
Like I just take a paper and I just write. Is it really all that? Or is there anything more to it? And what are actually the key benefits of journaling?
Of course, I think I always share this with my clients when they come in for the workshops and everything that we all at some point did journaling when we were younger. We all had our dear diary moments
Yeah, yeah,
as
true.
kids, and we had that. And
And the Friday journals in school,
yes,
yeah.
of course. And even like I think language teachers also encouraged the whole writing it out for us. It wasn't just about the language acquisition, but also the idea of really putting our thoughts down into words, right? Rather
Mm.
than just clamming everything in the mind. And I think that's the beauty of journaling. There are structures for it, of course, for people who need a little bit more guidance. Like to some people, an open blank piece of paper and then writing may be very overwhelming. Like for me, I'm like that. I'm like, what do I start writing? Like, I don't know. Where do I start? Where do I end? Right. So that's how you have journal prompts, which are more guided, more structured. And of course, those can go in various forms, like either pen and paper. They have so many apps for it nowadays. They also have books and journals that have been created because of that, making it easy and accessible. But of course, for those who have been quite trained in it or quite open about it, can do the free writing. So there is really no right or wrong in this. It's really according to the comfort level of whoever wants to take it on. I personally like both. I do both in many different ways. I do structured writing on like a monthly basis, weekly basis, just to get thoughts flowing and certain prompts to just get me started kind. But I also do the open writing because not every prompt is specific to a situation that you're feeling. So sometimes I'm having a fight and then I'm like, oh my God, how do I address this? Of course, there might be not structures that are specific about the fight with a colleague or fight with your mom, kind. So yeah, then open writing helps because you're just freely writing your emotions down and like, or today she said this, and then you can go on and you can figure it out along the way. So actually there is both works for me as well. But overall, the benefits of journaling is immense. So much that I have learned about myself when I journal. I think that's the first thing. It's putting your thoughts into words and then reading it again. And then I'm like, oh, is this the word that I gave it to? You don't realize every time we think it's just anger, it's just sadness, it's just anger. But when you start writing, you start unpacking more and you get to learn about yourself more. You get to label your feelings better. And I think that's the benefit that I have seen for myself.
That's interesting. I actually started this when I was having all these negative thoughts in my head. And then you just keep, I tend to be overthinker sometimes. So you keep thinking about it again and again and
Yeah.
again. And you are like, okay, it's taking up too much mind space. So I used to just write exactly what's in my head.
Yeah.
And somehow that actually helps to stop the chatter a bit. For me, I think open page works. because I got a lot on my head.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some people can do with some prompts.
Yes.
So let's say we just started journaling, should I actually start with a prompt or should I actually just start with open paper? What do you think?
I always recommend prompts for beginners, and even that you don't need so much time. I think for beginners, there's two things that if I could ease you into it, I'll tell you that there's no such thing as a time limit. Even 1 minute of journaling is still considered journaling. It's no such thing as I have to set up a room, I have to have a candle, I have to have a drink, I have to have a whole hour to myself. Of course, if you have all that, it's wonderful.
Yes. The ambience matters. I mean, what can we
Yes,
say?
of
We like to
course.
pamper ourselves, right?
Okay, I do that. I do that for myself because I have made it as part of my routine. So for
Right.
me, every month, every first of the month, I like to do my monthly journaling. So I make it a point to be like, okay, turn on the aircon, set up the ambience, because that's time I made for myself. But that's because I've been doing it for a few years. But for those who are coming in as beginners to start journaling, just give yourself 5 minutes. That's all you need. That's really all you need. And sometimes that 5 minutes in the morning or 5 minutes before going to bed, that's all you need. And the second thing I would say is go with the prompts, because it could be as simple as 3 things I'm grateful for today. Simple. Or like, what is my emotion at the end of the day? What do I feel about it? That's it. It could just be simple prompts like that. That just makes a whole lot of difference. You feel good about yourself once you've penned it down. And that's it, done. 5 minutes is all you need. And I've done this in workshops where I give my clients just a timer for 5 minutes and say, let's do this activity. 5 minutes is all you need. And at the end of it, I see their reviews when they text me, they say, actually, yeah, all I needed was that 5 minutes. You just put a timer, 5 minutes, and that's all you needed to get things out of your mind, out of your heart. There is really no big daunting feeling of like, oh, 1 hour, I don't have time for it. You know, sometimes it's all a matter of 5 minutes.
Oh, 1 hour is like writing an exam.
Yes, and that's daunting, right? It really is overwhelming.
Especially if you're trying to have a regular practice.
Yes.
I think 5 minutes is doable.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen some content creators, they actually have like, they just type something on their phone. One thing I'm grateful for at the end of the day, then you kind of like save it as pictures. So that's also a simple way to journal
That's
things.
very
So
simple.
there's no
And I
right or
also,
wrong way.
one of those things that I think I've seen and I've also tried is that it doesn't even have to be daily. It could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be things that you do specifically on like festive season. So I like to do 25 days of Christmas journaling. So from the 1st of December till the 25th, it's like just one thing I'm grateful for till Christmas. And then, you wrap up the year and then you say, well done. The year is over and then you can go into new year. So it could really be that. It's just, I think, try not to overwhelm yourself with it. It's not a chore. It doesn't have to be a task on your to-do list. It's just one thing that you do for yourself in the morning. I know of friends who do it while they are in the shower, while they are in toilet. If I'm going to spend 5 minutes, it's okay. Can do it anywhere that I want.
Oh, that's a very good idea. And I like the idea of the 25 days.
Yeah.
It's like 25 days of Christmas kind of thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. And it's also a nice way to end the year, I think. Yeah. So what made you create your own journal?
Right. I think it's one of those things I'm so happy to share today because this still was like a 1 year of planning and then designing and all of that. One of those things that I realized when I was sharing about journaling or even mindful practice with friends was that, again, the idea of do I have time? I'm not sure if I have time. And then some of them say, oh, but I don't really like to write. Writing is difficult. I would like to do something else, which is why Be Still is a mix of writing prompts and at the same time they're coloring pages. So if on days that you feel like writing, you have writing prompts, and days that you just want to spend a few minutes going into some therapeutic coloring, that you have that option as well. So I just wanted to provide 2 options for those on days where you feel like, yeah, I'm good to write today. You have the prompts to guide you. If not, it could just be a very simple, it's okay, I'm just going to color, get things off my mind, just to see how I feel at the end of it. So both is possible, and my purpose of the journal book is to really stay mindful. It's the idea of getting your feelings out, but at the same time giving yourself a moment to unwind and calm down any thoughts that you have. Yeah.
So all the best
Thank
in
you.
your this all the best in the selling of your journal book, and I
Yeah.
hope you have great success sharing that. There's actually a lot of moms who might be watching this from
Yeah.
wherever they are. So what is that one thing that you would like to tell them?
Oh, I'm not a mother, but I know so many mom friends. And if there's one thing I can share with all of you is really, moms, put yourself first. You are so important. You are the center of the universe for your child and for your family. And a happy mom is a happy home at the end of the day. And if it means taking a break, please do. If it means putting some time for your self-care, you should. Don't feel guilty about it. I think a lot of the times when I do my workshops or when I do my journaling sessions, I do have moms on board, and I feel so happy they have taken time out of their busy schedule to do this. And I always tell them, I say, you should be grateful for yourself that you've given this time, choosing to learn something, choosing to do something for yourself. And it really makes me happy when I see moms come in and learn something new and try something for themselves. Yeah.
Thanks for the encouraging words, Devi. We always say happy mom, happy kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of moms do feel guilty when they take time for themselves. And I think journaling is it's a very easy activity to do. There's no right or wrong. And it's something that you can do, like if you have toddlers around, you ask them to color, you sit down and write.
Exactly.
Why not? You can color together, I guess. So yeah, so it's a very doable activity, even with the kids around. Although we would say take some time for yourself and do it.
Of course. And like I said, journaling doesn't only come in a pen paper form. There are digital formats. So, even if you are in the Grab car and then you just need some time for yourself in the car and you have an app on your phone, it makes a difference just taking that few minutes to type certain things down. The other thing that people always worry about pen and paper and writing and journaling is that, will people read it? Like, what if it stumbles upon someone? But this is your words. This is your journal. You don't have to share it with anybody. You don't have to post it. You don't have to even show your partner. This is your thing that you keep it for yourself. So, don't need to worry about grammar. Don't have to worry about vocab, about, using vulgarities on the paper. Like really, there is no need to have censor or any kind of prejudice and bias against your own writing. It's all about just getting it out, feeling lighter at the end of the day. So that's really my hope to every mom and every girl, everyone out there, is use this as a form, just your own safe space. You've created this for yourself, just get it out and nobody needs to know.